Hi everyone, it's Tamara from La La Land Crafts, here with a card making tutorial using the new release stamp set called Unfrogettable. I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring and then doing a card making tutorial at the end. So let's get started. I'm wanting to create a frame for the front of my card panel, so I've cut out a piece of black cardstock at 5.5 inches by 3.25 inches, and I'll be using the inverted scallops rectangle die to create the frame. I'm just centering that to the middle of the panel, and I'll take that to my die cutting machine to cut out. So now we've got the perfect frame for the front. I've cut out the Kiss Me sentiment from the Unforgettable stamp set, and I'll be using the Scallop Sentiments labels die to create my sentiment. I wanted a vine-like look at the back of my panel, and as this is a Valentine's Day card, I thought it would be quite cute to make the vine out of the heart garland die. So I've cut this out of Copic cardstock, and I'm just going to be using the greens that I had used to colour the frog to colour the hearts to look like a vine and match in with my green theme in this Valentine's Day card. So I'm starting with the darkest color at the base and then doing some tip-to-tip coloring, working up from the dark to the lightest. I'll show you most of the coloring of the two darkest colors, but in the end I'll just show you a little bit of the final color of number 3, yellow G, as the same applies to all the hearts. So this is it finished off, and I'll do that all the way along. I wanted to create a nighttime sky for my background panel, and as you know, I love my ink blending, so I've gone to my trusty Distress Oxides to create this. I've picked out black soot, chipped sapphire and Uncharted mariner for my sky, and I have also grabbed my trusty piece of printer paper to keep any fingerprints off my beautiful ink blending, and I'm using my domed sponge applicators again, working in circular motions to get that smooth blend that we all like. I've started with the Uncharted mariner at the bottom, have the chipped sapphire in the middle, and then finishing with the black soot at the top. I've speeded up the ink blending because I'm sure that you've seen me do this many times before, but I just wanted to show you how beautifully these colors come together, and the end result was really perfect. I love it. I have all my elements ready to go to construct the card. I've also cut a piece of green Gingham cardstock from the Color Me Happy paper pack in 6 inches by 4.25 inches. I'll be using that as the very back of my card. Now I'm just lining up the heart garland die on the background night sky and just using the frame just to work out exactly where I want that to sit, as I want it partially hidden behind that frame. I've just grabbed my reversible tweezers and just going to put some glue, just a small amount, on the back of those hearts, and then I'll be placing that on the front of the panel. So just be careful that you only put a small amount of glue on, because if anything squeezes out onto your ink blended panel, it can mark it, which we don't want that being ruined. So we'll just give that a gentle push down, and that's all ready to go. I'll be sticking down my black frame next, as I'm going to be tucking the actual cattails down into the actual frame base. So it's much more easier to do that because we'll know exactly where they go, and it'll be easier to tuck them behind because I'm wanting them partially over the top of the frame as well. So I'm just putting a small amount of glue around the very edges of the frame, and that way it just allows us to have a little bit of room to tuck those cattails in. So we'll just line that up, but just flip that over and just make sure that background panel is fully hidden behind that frame, which that one is. So we'll just wiggle that in place and just give that a gentle press down. Now I've grabbed my cat's tails and I'm just putting a little bit of glue along the bottom, as I'm going to be leaving them loose up the top, because I think it just looks more realistic, like a cattail would be swaying in the wind. And I like how it just kind of goes over the frame. I think it looks beautiful. So we'll just get a bit of glue on the other one. Just be careful that when you're putting that in, you don't get any of that glue on the background panel. So just wiggle that in place and give that a press, and the cat's tails are done. So I think I'll just leave the lily pad for now and just actually stick our night sky panel onto our gingham paper, and that way we're not kind of pressing anything down that we're going to prop up on foam tape when I do the lily pad. So we'll just line that up so we've got a beautiful border of that gingham paper showing through, and that looks even all the way around, so I'll give that a gentle press and that's ready to go. So I've allowed my panel some time to dry, and in that time I've just put some 3D foam tape on the back of my lily pad. Now with the frog, I'm just going to actually stick him directly on because I think there's going to be enough dimension with the foam tape on the lily pad. So we'll just stick him on in his beautiful reclined position there, just lining him up. Now I did use some Mowed lawn and twisted citron to put some ink blending on that lily pad as well. So I've just also popped a little bit of foam tape on the top of the frog's head that's sitting above the lily pad, just to give that a bit of support. Now I've grabbed my sentiment and just popping a bit of glue on, again just using my tweezers because it's a little bit fiddly, so it's easier to hold it with that, and we'll just stick that in place. Just give that a bit of a press down. Now, I'm not sure if that's getting a bit lost behind those cattails, so I actually might just pull that off and I'll just try and get rid of some of this glue. And I think I'll just pop a bit of foam tape on the back of that Kiss Me sentiment. Now I've got the foam tape on the back and I have been able to wipe most of that glue off, so you won't notice it once I've stuck this back down. And I think it just pops a little bit better with that foam tape on there, and I might just glue that cattail off to the left a little bit so it's sitting next to the kiss instead of on the kiss. I'll be using a black card base today in 6 1/4 inches by 9 inches. So I've scored that already, and I'm just going to be gluing the panel onto the front before I stick down the lily pad and frog. Just make sure that border is perfect around the sides and give that a good press down. Now I've got my tweezers, I've already pulled off the release paper, so let's just line that frog up in the center of those cattails, just kind of resting a little bit on the bottom of the gingham paper, and we'll give that a press down, making sure it's where we want it. Done. So this is the finished card for this week. I had so much fun creating this scene. It turned out exactly as I envisioned it. As soon as I saw this reclining frog, I knew I wanted to see him lazing on his lily pad between the cat's tails. I hope you've had fun watching, and I can't wait to see what you create with this set. If you'd like this video, please hit the like button and comment, and ensure you don't miss any future videos, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.